President Uhuru Kenyatta has been pushed to the corner. And if he's not careful, President Uhuru Kenyatta is going to turn out to be a lame duck president. A president who cannot control the politics of his own backyard. Who would have imagined that in this country today, the member of parliament for Gatundu South, who is representing President Uhuru Kenyatta in parliament, Moses Kuria, would get the guts to oppose the president? Who would have imagined that? Who would have imagined that a greenhorn like Ndindi Nyoro can challenge President Uhuru Kenyatta? Who would have imagined that? Who would have imagined the member of parliament for Kikuyu, Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah, choosing to join the deputy president William Ruto in a function in Kiampa constituency while the president is in his own constituency of Kikuyu constituency? Who would have imagined that? Who would have imagined Alice Wahome, a lady who was ready to kick, beat, and even maim a returning officer for the sake of President Uhuru Kenyatta, leading onslaught against the president today? If the president is not careful, he's going to turn out to be a lame duck president. The Tangatanga brigades have pushed the president to the corner. But there are certain things the president can do. And one of the things the president can do, in my considered opinion, is that President Uhuru Kenyatta can decide to reach out to some 5 key individuals. And in my considered opinion, these 5 key individuals are likely to change his dwindling fortunes in the larger Mount Kenya region. So in this video today, I want us to look at the 5 individuals the president must reach out to if he hopes to tame the popularity of Tangatanga in his own backyard. But before we do that, if you're watching this video for the first time, please take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Now let us get back to serious business. President Uhuru Kenyatta enjoyed fanatical support of the people of the larger Mount Kenya region. In 2013, they voted for President Uhuru Kenyatta to the last man. We saw people being brought in from their hospital bed to come and vote for President Uhuru Kenyatta. I've never witnessed such a scene in Nyanza here. But the people of Central Kenya went out of their ways, got people from hospital beds, took them to the polling stations, and they voted for President Uhuru Kenyatta because they loved him. In 2017, they did the same. Everybody in the larger Mount Kenya region turned out to vote for the president. And not only once, twice. But what has really changed now? So many things have changed. Number one, the politics has changed. The handshake came. And because these guys were told Raila Odinga was a bad man, they've refused to board the handshake politics. The other thing is that the reality is now dawning on these people that the Jubilee government has actually failed Kenyans. What Kenyans were telling them in 2013 and even in 2017, they are realizing now that the government has failed. So there is nothing they can do rather than to rebel. The other thing which is clear is the politics of betrayal. And the Kikuyus, in my considered opinion, are keen on dealing with the issue of betrayal. It is always alleged and claimed in this country that Kikuyus cannot vote for someone else outside the Kikuyu region. And it's going to be the first time in the history of this country when the Kikuyu nation will not have a credible presidential election in 2022. So they promised to support William Ruto, and most of them are keen on doing that. And also there is the messaging from the part of the president. The people the president has always tasked with communicating his agendas and policies for the central Kenya people have always failed. So, but there are 5 individuals the president can reach out to, and his fortunes are likely to fail. But before we go into those 5 individuals, what are some of the characteristics of these individuals, or what are some of the characters the president should look out when sourcing for individuals to help him in the larger Mount Kenya region? The first thing he must look at is their charisma. Are these people charismatic enough to draw attention of the masses to their side? Because going for any other person is not going to help him. He needs people with charm, people with charisma. The second thing he needs from these people is individuals who command respect, people who are really respected within the Kikuyu nation. So you must look for people who are respected, not every other person. For example, even today, if Moses Kuria were to defect to start supporting Uhuru Kenyatta, I don't think Moses Kuria would command the kind of respect some of these individuals I'm going to mention might carry. Number 3, he must look for independent-minded individuals from the larger Mount Kenya region. These are people who always say what they mean and do what they mean. Take, for example, the shame the president was subjected to by electing Irungu Kangata, or by appointing Irungu Kangata as the majority whip, as the majority whip at the Senate. Irungu Kangata is not independent-minded. It's not. If you followed Irungu Kangata from the point he was appointed, in fact, there was a time during the debate on BBI in Parliament at the Senate, he was saying no BBI, no revenue allocation, no BBI. You see, he was mixing issues. Again, when the president tasked him with reaching out to the ground as now the face of the larger Mount Kenya region, again he failed. So the president needs someone who is independent-minded. Someone who will be viewed not as pro-President Uhuru Kenyatta, not as pro-William Ruto, not as pro-Raila Odinga, just an independent guy. The 4th thing is that this person must be financially stable. Without finance in Kenya, you can't succeed. You can't mobilize. So any other person cannot come up and start claiming, okay, I've been sent here by President Uhuru Kenyatta. The president has really tried. He has tried with Kanini Kega. He tried with Irungu Kangata. Has not worked. So you need someone with enough financial resources to advance this particular interest. Whether the president will help him or not, this guy will be able to move. And lastly, the president also needs someone from the larger Mount Kenya region with national appeal. Not just any other person. Someone who commands respect even nationally. When he speaks, the country a bit of listens. Or he must have some kind of national appeal. But who are these individuals? In my view, at number 1 is William Kabongo.
Mimi nimetoka Nairobi, nimezurura Central, nimefika Meru, nimeenda Laikipia, Nyandarua. Na nia ya safari hii ni kitu kimoja. Niwaulize kama mnaniamini, mnitume nikazungumze kwa niaba yenu. Nataka hii watu, naona hii watu ya mshene na wengine waone wakati mimi nazungumza kwa nafasi ya vijana na watu wa mlima wa Kenya. Wale wanakubaliana na mimi nionyeshe basi. Mambo ya mpira, huyo kijana nimemwambia ndawalipia basi waende kule, wanaenda ndalipa 50,000 nitamwachia sahihi. Kabisa. Na sikuwa nimealikwa. Kabisa. Ende turai wanadwa. Nimori ya kiulia na Gikuyu. Hii maneno ya BBI, kama kuna mtu alikuwa amekataa ni mimi. Nilikuwa nimekataa kabisa. Mpaka hii bonus ya pili. Kwa nini nilikataa? Kwa sababu sikuwa napenda mishahara iongezwe, viti ya bunge iongezwe, viti ya MCA iongezwe, pesa ipelekwe mashinani, iende Turkana na kwingine, na Haiti, Kiambu, Nyeri na kwingine. Nyeri, mnaniamini? Mnaniamini? Mimi sijatumwa na Uhuru Kenyatta hapa.
Tuko kweli.
Wala sijatumwa na William Ruto, na sijatumwa na mtu anaitwa Raila Odinga.
Thank you.
Na kwanza tujue uchaguzi uko mbali ajabu. Uchaguzi uko mbali.
Why is my choice for William Kabongo? If you look at the history of William Kabongo is charismatic. Kabongo commands a lot of respect. Kabongo is financially stable. Kabongo is nationally respected. In fact, Kenyans were wondering why the people of Kiambu decided to kick out William Kabongo and replace him with Ferdinand Waititu. So Kabongo is one individual who will fit that bill so well for the president. I want to assure you, if Kabongo was to now today start pushing for President Uhuru Kenyatta, you will all agree that is one individual who people will listen to. I just played the clip there, and from that clip you could see those people, those young men, listening attentively to William Kabongo. So William Kabongo is one individual. The president must do everything possible to reach out. What William Kabongo can do cannot be done, whether elected or not, by Rungu Kangata, by Alice Wahome, by Moses Kuria. Again, William Kabongo is considered as an independent individual. He's a guy who's gone against President Uhuru Kenyatta before. He's a guy who has gone against the system, and therefore, William Kabongo is the right individual. Number two, the second individual the president must reach out to is this guy called Kabando Wakabando. Kabando Wakabando is a former student leader at the University of Nairobi, a member of parliament for Mkurueni constituency. Kabando Wakabando is highly respected in this country. Kabando Wakabando will help the president bring on board people with reform credentials to push for his agenda. If there's a moment the president needed people like Kabando Wakabando, it is now to push for this agenda of the Building Bridges Initiative process. Because they are known as a reformist. Kabando Wakabando and the group during the clamor for multipartyism, for freedom, for liberation, he was there. But the other thing we must note is that Kabando Wakabando is one of the individuals who was locked out with William Ruto, which means Kabando Wakabando might still have that bone to chew with the deputy president. So it's the right guy the president must reach out to. Personally, I'm unable to understand why the president is actually unable to bring on board all these guys who are locked out by William Ruto during Jubilee nominations. According to them, not me, these guys have stated severally, Kabogo has stated, Kabando Wakabando has stated that they were locked out by William Ruto. I've never understood why the president is unable to bring all these individuals together to help him fight this war. Because this war is not easy the way most people think. So the president must reach out to Kabando Wakabando. Number three is this lady called Cecil Baride, nominated currently member of parliament. Baride, the way I know her, was a very close ally of Charity Ngilu. In fact, her rise to politics can be attributed directly to Charity Kaliku Ngilu, who nominated her, I think in 2002. Yes. Then in 2007, Cecil Baride contested as a member of parliament for Unyenjas. She won. I think in 2013 also, she won. 2013, I think she went for, 2017, she went for the gubernatorial seat there in Embu, and she lost. That's when she was nominated. Cecil Baride has that credential, the reform credential. At least she's known beyond central Kenya. Again, she comes from Embu. The president needs the Embu, the face of Embu down there. So with the help of Governor Wambora, I think Barire can really help the president in rallying for the support of BBI and even changing the perception against the president, especially in that region. Number 4. is this guy called Professor Kithure Kindiki, the senator for Tharaka Nithi. Professor Kithure Kindiki was one of the individuals who helped crafting the Jubilee Constitution. This guy came to Jubilee, I think through TNA. Or was it URP? In the last parliament, in the last Senate, because he was elected as senator in 2013, he was the majority leader at the Senate. He had hoped to become the running mate to William Ruto in 2017, in 22. But those hopes were clearly dashed when William Ruto, in his own wisdom, decided to go for Kipchumba Murkomen instead of Professor Kithure Kindiki as the majority leader. That alone is enough reason for Professor Kithure Kindiki to revenge on the deputy president. And because the people giving President Uhuru Kenyatta problems in the larger Mount Kenya region are pro-William Samoei Ruto, you need to reach out to Professor Kithure Kindiki. I understand that recently he was removed as the deputy speaker. That was just to serve as a political lesson to William Samoei Ruto. So in my considered opinion, the president should take his time. Kithure Kindiki represented President Uhuru Kenyatta at the Hague, I think. So the president should take his time. Reach out to Professor Kithure Kindiki. Tell him, you know, young man, we come from the larger Mount Kenya region. I'm going to become a lame duck president. I want you to help me. I want you to join my side. I want to start pushing for some of these things. Politics is about interest. I don't think there's anything which is going to block Professor Kithure Kindiki from agreeing to the president's demand. Though it will be a difficult task. But when the president swallows his pride and decides to reach out to Professor Kithure Kindiki, he can win him. And lastly is Martha Karua. I know you can say, Martha Karua, there's nothing ideologically which binds Martha Karua and President Uhuru Kenyatta. That's the truth. But again, Martha Karua, just like any other politician, has her own political interest which she wants to be served. If the president can serve her political interest, why not? In the last election, we saw Martha Karua on the same track with President Uhuru Kenyatta campaigning for the president. We saw it happening. So there's nothing which stops President Uhuru Kenyatta from reaching out to Martha Karua. Martha Karua joining President Uhuru Kenyatta is going to add what I normally call on this platform perceptional value to the president, especially in terms of central Kenya politics and even nationally. So in my considered opinion, President Uhuru Kenyatta should reach out to these 5 individuals if he hopes to deal with the resurgent Tangatanga brigades in his own backyard. I don't know what you think. Do you think there's any other individuals the president should consider reaching out to help him deal with Tangatanga in his own backyard? Let me hear your thoughts. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day.